Hello, welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we are going to be setting up Python environment on Kali Linux. We are going to verify Python installation, learn pip package management, set up Visual Studio Code as our code editor, and run our first Python script. This prepares us for writing security tools. So let's dive in. Before we start, make sure you have your Kali Linux running. The next thing you want to do is to open your terminal emulator. And now we want to verify if Python 3 exists. So we are going to type Python 3, then dash dash version. And now we can see that we have Python 3 installed. Another command we can try is Python dash 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 version. And you can see that both works. But if Python does not work and Python 3 works, you don't need to fret. On most Kali installations, both Python and Python 3 points to Python 3. So if Python is not found, it's okay. Just use Python 3 throughout. That means that anywhere I'm using just Python, you can just type Python 3. So we can type Python 3 to open the prompt. And now you can see the prompt here. You can see this 3 greater than sign. This is an interactive Python interpreter. So you can type any Python code directly here. Let's say we want to display something on the screen and we want to type print, then we want to use hello. This is Victor Akinade. Then you close the bracket. Now you can hit enter and you can see the results here, which is hello. This is Victor Akinade. To exit the interactive Python interpreter, what you can do is to use exit, then you hit enter, and now you are back to your Kali prompt. Another command you can use is Ctrl D, then it's going to bring you back here. Now let's understand the pip Python package manager. Pip is Python's package manager. It installs libraries and tools from Python package index called the PyPy. It is spelled PYPI. You can check the installation for pip by running this command. You can run pip 3 dash dash version, and now you can see that we have pip setup. Also, you can run ordinary pip, then dash dash version, just the way we did for Python, and you can see that that is available as well. So that means that we have pip installed. If you don't have pip installed, what you can do is to run this command sudo apt update to update your machine. Then after you've run that, you can now run sudo apt install, then python 3-pip, then the white flag. And the moment you run this, your pip will be installed. But typically pip comes pre-installed on Kali, so you don't have to bother. But if you're using another Linux distro, you might want to consider those commands. Now let's install the Python packages we need for cybersecurity by using the pip package manager. So the first common security library we're going to practice with is requests. And I mentioned that in our last lesson. If you had not seen the lesson, please check that out, where I explain some of the common or popular Python libraries that we can use or that we use in cybersecurity. So let's install requests. So to install that, you can run pip install, or you run pip 3, anyone works. Then you run requests. You can see that we are running into an error, and this is the classic PEP668 roadblock. And this happens in Kali Linux and most Debian-based distributions. And they do this to protect our system tools, since many parts of the operating system rely on specific versions of Python libraries. So letting pip to change them globally can actually break our desktop environment or network tools. So what we can do is to set up a virtual environment, and we can install our Python tools or packages there. Come here and type Python or Python 3 anyone, then you add -m, then you add venv, which means virtual environment. Then we can create a virtual environment called Python security, and we can run this. So this is going to create a kind of isolated virtual environment for us, where we can install all of our packages or libraries, and every changes we make to those libraries will be within that particular virtual environment. It won't affect every other global installations on our Kali system. So to activate the virtual environment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run source, then I'll add the name of the virtual environment I created, which is Python security bin /activate. Then I'll run this. Now you can see that our prompt has changed. Now I'm inside a virtual environment called Python security. You can see that here. Now I can go ahead and install request again, but before we do that, I can clear my screen by using the shortcut, which is Ctrl L. Now to install request again, I'm going to type pip install, then request. Now my request is installed. Now that the installation is complete, I can try to verify if it works. So I can use Python, then I use -c, then I would say import request, then I'll add print, then request dot double underscore, then version, another double underscore, close the parenthesis, and run the command. And now you can see the version, right? So what this does is that it runs a quick Python command that imports requests and prints its version. So as you are seeing the version number like this, it means it is installed correctly. To see all the installed packages in Python, what you can use is pip list, and you'll be able to see all the installed packages here. You can see we have requests there already. And in case you want to specifically search for the one that has requests, you can just use pip list, then use the pipe, and then use the grep command, then you type request, and it's going to bring out the exact one that has request for you. To see information about a specific package, what you can do is to run pip show, then the name of the package. Let's say we want to check for requests, and you can see more information about it. The summary is Python HTTP for humans. You can see the author email, you can see the license, location, and others. Now, if you want to upgrade any package in Python, this is how you can do that. You can run pip install, then dash upgrade, then you add the name of the package. In this case, let's say we want to upgrade requests, then we can run this. And now you can see that all requirements are already satisfied. That means we have the latest version of the package. Another way to run that command is by changing the upgrade here to U in uppercase, and then you're going to remove one of the dashes here. So if you run this as well, it is still going to give you the same result. Now, if you want to uninstall any of the packages, what you can do is just to run pip uninstall, then the name of the package. Say we want to uninstall request, then we can just run this. And it's going to bring a prompt that is asking us whether we want to proceed. Then you're going to type Y to proceed, and it is going to uninstall it for you. You can see successfully uninstalled request 2.33.1. Now let's install the code editor that we want to use to write our code, and that is Visual Studio Code. I already have it installed, but I can walk you through how you can install it. To confirm if you have it installed, this is how to check that. You can type code, then dash dash version. You can see that I already have it installed, so I'm having this version. So if you don't have it installed, the first thing you need to do is to update your machine by running sudo apt update. Then you can run this, enter your password. Then you're going to wait for your machine to get updated. Now that our machine is done updating, we can now run the command to install Visual Studio Code. And we're going to run sudo apt install, then code-oss, then you add the Y flag. And now you can see that it has removed the previous one I had, and it's installing a new one. While that is running, the code OSS we added in the command is the open source build of Visual Studio Code. It is nearly identical to Microsoft's version. This installation can take about a minute or two. You just need to wait for it to complete. Alternatively, another thing you can do is to download the official VS Code.deb package from the Microsoft website, but Code OSS works perfectly for our needs, and that's why we are using that. So let's wait for the installation to be done. And now the installation is done. So to open VS Code, type code. Now you can see that our VS Code has started. So you can maximize this. Now you can see the VS Code interface. The next thing we want to do is to install the Python extension for VS Code. And to do that, you can come to this side and come to extensions. You can see that here. So click on this extension. And in the search bar, you can type Python. You can see the first option here, which is having 39.6 million downloads. So install that. You also might be having another number. It depends on when you are installing. So then I will click on Trust Publisher and install. Another shortcut to open the extension tab is to use Ctrl+Shift+X, and then the extension panel will open. The shortcut to open the extension panel is to use Ctrl+Shift+X install anyway. We are going to wait for the Python extension installation to be done. Once that is done, then we proceed. Now the extension is done installing. The first thing we want to do now is to create our first Python script. And to do that, we can first create a folder here. So to create a new folder, I'll be using the terminal, and then I will use Ctrl, then tilde sign. Now that our terminal is up and we've been able to install the Python extension, we want to verify if our Visual Studio Code is seeing our Python right now. So let me run Python. And now you can see that we are getting the Python version. So here I can write Let me expand this. So here I can type 2 plus 2 and it will give us 4, which is the result. So that means our Python is working perfectly. So I can type exit to exit that prompt. Now the next thing I want to do is to set up my folder where I want to put my script. So I can move into desktop, then project. That is where I have my project. So I can just create a new folder and name it Python scripts. So to do that, I'm going to type make directory Python scripts. So I can move into that directory now. Now that I'm inside the directory, I can create the first file where I'm going to be writing our first Python script. So I can type touch, then hello.py. And now I've been able to create the file. Next thing I want to do is to come to open folder here, click on it, then try to navigate to the directory where I have my Python script. So this is it. Then I'll click select and now the folder will open. So you can see the hello.py that I just created here. Now that we have the file created, the next thing we want to do is to write our first Python script. And to do that, we are going to first add our shebang to the file because we want to tell Linux to run this file with Python 3. So we are going to add this usr, then /env, then you type Python 3 here. After that, I can write my first Python statement. I can say print, then hello, this is Victor. I can add my last name there. I can add another print statement, which is saying, I am welcoming you to cybersecurity. Save this by using Ctrl S. We open our terminal again, type Python 3, then hello.py. And then I'll run it. Now you can see the output here, which is, hello, this is Victor Akionde. I am welcoming to cybersecurity. I didn't add you here, so I can just add you. Save again, come here to rerun the script, and you're going to see I am welcoming you to cybersecurity. Now we have run our first Python script. Congratulations. Another way to run our Python script is to make the file executable by using the change mode, and then we can now use the /hello.py to run it. Let me show you how you can do that. So you can run change mode, then +x hello.py. You run it, then after that you can now run this just the way we did in our bash scripting tutorial video. You can do that for Python as well. In as much you've added the shebang, hit enter here, and you can see that it still works, right? So what you just need to do is to make the file executable, and you can be using // then the name of the file. Now let's try to improve our script structure. Let's say we want to delete this and we want to write a function. What a function does is that it organizes code into reusable block. So to define a function in Python, you use the word def. So you use def, let's say the name of our function is main, then we can step to the next line and write print. Let's say we want to add hello cybersecurity, then I'll come to the next line and type print. Let's say I want to write welcome to Python security scripting. Next, I want to type another print, and I can say this script was created by Victor Akionde, and you can add your quotation mark. So you come here as well and add this. The next thing I want to do is to add one special line, which I will explain, and I will say if double underscore name, then another double underscore equals double underscore, then you add a colon, then I can add main this. Now let's try to understand the code. The def main line here defines a function called main. And as I said earlier, function organizes code into reusable blocks. So the print statements are inside the main function, which are indented by 4 spaces. If you count the space between here and here, so they are just like 4 spaces. Also, the if double underscore name double underscore equals to double underscore main double underscore line is a special line, as I mentioned earlier. And it means only run the main function if the script is executed directly, not imported as a module. And writing function in Python is a best practice because it makes your script reusable and you can call that anywhere. So the next thing you can do is to save this, then come here and try to run your code again. Now you can see the response here. Hello cybersecurity, welcome to Python security scripting. And this script was created by Victor Akionde. We didn't type that well, so it should be PT, and we can save that again and rerun it. Yeah, you can see the correction now. Now that you've known how to write your first Python scripts, the next thing you want to do is to install the essential security libraries that we need for cybersecurity. So we can clear our screen here. And to do that, just as I mentioned earlier, we can create a virtual environment because we don't want to install those libraries directly on our Kali system. So what I can do is to type Python, then -m, I can say venv, Academy Victor Akinwande. It depends on what you want to name your virtual environment, and the virtual environment is going to be created. So after that, you are going to type source, then type Victor-Akinwande /activate. So you want to activate the virtual environment now. Now you can see that your terminal prompt has changed. It is now including Victor Akinwande. You can type in the commands. So let's say we want to install Scapy first. So I can type pip or pip3 install, then you type Scapy. Then let's say I want to add request to it and BeautifulSoup. We have learned about all of these libraries in our previous lessons. If you've not seen the video, you can check that out. Then let's install the last one, which is Paramiko, and you can hit enter. Now you can see that our libraries are now installing now. Next thing we want to do is to create a file, and inside the file I want to just write some code to confirm that our libraries are well installed. Right thought, you can name the file test imports.py, and inside the file here I can just add this code. So you can see the code here. So this is how to write a comment inside Python. So you're going to add hash at the beginning, and you can write whatever you want to write at the front. So it's going to write it as a comment, and a comment is just something informational. It is not going to run as a code. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to write some try and except blocks. Here I'm saying try import scapy.all. Then if it is installed, then you can type scapy installed successfully. If it is not installed, then output scapy not found. And the same thing is done for request. The same thing is done for BeautifulSoup. This is how we import BeautifulSoup. We use bs4. You can see it here. The same thing is done for Paramiko as well. And if everything is installed, then you can print out all libraries ready for security scripting. So let's save this and let's try to run it. We can just type Python, then we type test imports.py and we run it. So let's see the result we are going to get. You can see we have Scapy installed successfully, request installed successfully, the same for BeautifulSoup and for Paramiko. And at the end of the day, we are having all libraries ready for security scripting. That means we've been able to install every libraries we need for our security Python scripting. So that's all for this lesson. But before we go, I have a challenge question for you. And that is, why do we use the shebang line at the top of Python scripts? I repeat, why do we use the shebang line at the top of Python scripts? That's all for this lesson. If you're ready to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do that now. Also, do not forget to like, share, and comment. I'll be waiting to get the answer to the challenge question in the comment section. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson.